UFC Fight Night Qatar Dan Hooker versus Arman Tsarukyan wrapped up not too long ago, and I figure I'd go ahead and drop my post-card reaction video. This was a really good card. A lot of finishes, a lot of hype. I don't exactly recall how I did. I guess we'll count it up as we go through, but forgive me if I'm constantly forgetting numbers. We can go ahead and start with the early prelim opener of Marek Bujlo versus Denzel Friedman. This fight was boring. This fight was a sparring tit-for-tat match. With no takedowns, but just really sloppy striking. We did go with Denzel Friedman, though. He got it done. Got to take wins where you can get them. Wasn't a good look for either gentleman, but that's all I can say for this fight, honestly. We move on. Nurullo Aliev versus Shamrock. We picked Nurullo Aliev, got this right. I feel bad for Shem. He didn't look good at all, to be fair. I mean, I see there's total strikes favor him, but that just doesn't tell the story. I mean, Aliev's a killer, so maybe there's some stock in Shem. He did have moments. I take back saying not looking good at all. He had moments. But he didn't look good, man. I assume he thought that maybe the wrestling was going to come from Aliev. I mean, yeah, round 3, Shem looked a lot better. But in round 2 and 1, Aliev was piecing him up on the feet. I really got worried that he was going to get TKO'd. Excuse me. But yeah, it just wasn't a great look for Shem. Maybe Aliev's just that good. I really hope that Shamrock can do better than that. But it is what it is. Good showing for Nurullo Aliev, getting the striking off, showing that he has more to his bag. Shem's definitely got a bit to work on, though, but still, good fight between both of these men. I was entertained. We move on. Ismail Nurdiev versus Ryan Loder. Now, I picked Ismail Nurdiev. Got that right, 3-0. But I was at work the entire time this card was going on. I was like walking around on my phone, but I had to be, sly about it. And there's bad signal there, so I tuned in and Ryan Loder's dead on the floor. This was a really nasty finish by Nurdiev, though. I think it was an overhand right. He cracked him with pretty much fresh out the gate for the most part. Sorry, my throat's like drying up. But yeah, filthy finish, puts Ryan Loder out cold. Great win by Ismail Nurdiev. We move on. Bekzat Almacan versus Alexandre Topuria. We picked Topuria. This puts us 4-0 on the card. This was a good fight. I think it was 30-27. Yeah, all rounds pretty much look the same, but good grappling from Topuria when he needed it, but the strikes were really good. I mean, Bekzat held his own, but the significant strikes Topuria were landing were spinning Bekzat's jaw. I mean, he even dropped him at one point. It was a good showing by both men. What was it? Wow, they didn't count it in any round. Okay. No, he definitely dropped him. He stumbled to a knee. Maybe they don't count that as a knockdown, but good showing for Topuria. I mean, I knew that the hype was real. Obviously, he's not Ilya. They put a lot more work into Ilya, and he's still young in his fighting career. He took a long time off to help Ilya, but he's very well-rounded just like him. He mixes in the striking with the wrestling, very aggressive boxing, walks him down. Really good look from Alexander Topuria. I can't wait to see what happens next. I really wish that they did the Wellmaker versus Topuria, but with Topuria getting a win and Wellmaker coming off that loss, maybe Topuria versus Ethan Ewing. That'd be a good fight. I'm curious to see what would happen there within the grappling and the striking between these men. But yeah, good win for Topuria. We move on. Abdul Yakaya versus Rafael Kakera. We called this right. Rafael Kakera is a victim. He got mauled, put up 0 offense, 0 defense, and got strangled. I don't have much else to say about this fight. Mashallah. We move on to Alex Perez versus Asu Almabayev. This was a good fight. Alex Perez was doing decent. Finished by Asu Almabayev, jumping a filthy gilly in round 3. This was a close fight, so maybe they would have given it to Almabayev, home advantage. We saw a potential robbery, or like an attempted robbery in an upcoming fight. We'll talk about that. But yeah, round 1, Perez looks good. Obviously, Almabayev gets a takedown. It's offensive against Perez, but Perez landing double the total strikes. Maybe not the significant ones, but still looks good on the output. Same thing here, has a bit better of a round. Lands more significant strikes and gets more takedowns. Good looking round. And it was looking like he was going to momentum his way to round 2 and 3 winning and get the decision win, but got sloppy on a takedown attempt or just caught up in a clinch moment. Asu Almabayev jumps the gilly, Poirier style, but he gets it. It was nasty. It was locked in tight. He had all the body weight cranking on Alex Perez's head. He just gave his neck. But yeah, great win for Asu Almabayev. Good stuff. I think he lost to Cap, but this shows that, I mean, he's still up there in the top 5, top 10 of flyweight, which is always going to be a skilled division. We move on. So hold on. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right, and then we went 0-2. But we'll start with Nicholas Dalby versus Saigid Izagakmaev. This is the guy that I said was robbery because I don't think it was a split decision. I watched this fight, pretty briefly. Maybe they gave him the first. Actually, I take that back. I didn't see this first round. Actually, no, that shouldn't even count. If he won, it should have been 20. Yeah, they tried to still. Homeland. Look at him. Amaev. Come on. But, every time I looked at my phone, Dalby was dogging it out in exchange, getting the better of, Saigid, just winning. Had more offensive, better grappling, had more offensive striking, was good on the defense. Nobody got knocked down. The reversals and the significant strikes favored Dalby, despite the takedowns favoring Saigid. But yeah, they tried to rob my boy Dalby. I mean, I'll admit I picked him against him. I thought he had a lot of damage, but I wasn't familiar with Saigid, and I thought home court advantage. But good one for Dalby. Yeah, I don't know what's next for him, bro. Just a fun fight, that's all. This fight was kind of dull. I want to see a lot more blood in a Dalby fight, but good win for him nonetheless. We move on. So it's 6-1. I feel like such a dick, but Luke Riley looks not like the disabled, but like part. But he looks like Walter White or Walter Jr. Like he just looks like him, just Chad version of him. It's fucked up. But we got this wrong. 6-2 on the card so far. Bogdangrad looked really good in round 1. I think I said that in the prediction video that he looks really good in round 1, but later on Luke Riley could get the win. I could be coping, but I felt like I knew that about Bogdangrad because his last fight was relatively the same. Looked really good round 1. Beat him on the feet. Beat him on the ground. Really controlling on the ground. Maybe he gasses himself out by doing that. I think he probably does. I was looking away. My phone glitched, and I come back, and he's dead. I think Luke Riley knocked him down with like a left hook. Might have been a check left hook. But had some filthy ground and pound. Bogdan was surviving well, but then sat still for too long. Got hit with 2-3 clean shots. Went out cold on the canvas, and it was what it was. Great win for Luke Riley. I wasn't familiar with your game. Knew you were a Cage Warriors champ. Bogdan gasses, man. I think that's what's going on. I'm not saying that Luke didn't get his win. He 100% won that. But Bogdan seems to look like a world beater in round 1. Like he's just dominant. And then round 2, he's just lost all of the steam, and he can't keep up, can't even survive, can't maintain those last 2 rounds, can't ride it out. And Luke Riley gets the win. That's a good stock for him. It's a good showing in the UFC. Despite having a bad first round, you can come back and get a filthy KO when the going gets tough. Great win for him. Yeah, excited to see what he does next in the division. We'll move on to the main card. Tagir Ulanbekov versus Kyoji Horiguchi. We got this right, 7-2 so far. Dude, he put belt to ass. Belt to ass, bro. So I didn't really pay attention to how like close the rounds were, but there's no way they could have robbed Kyoji. No way in hell if this went to the decision. Maybe a split because they do that, but no way in hell they'd rob him. Round 1, Kyoji's definitely landing the strikes. Tagir gets a takedown, but the momentum definitely favors the older man. Round 2, Kyoji gets the strikes. Nobody gets taken down, but they both kind of throw some sub-attempts in there. But, again, Kyoji's dominating on the feet, pressuring Ulanbekov. Ulanbekov's very weak. And you see, I literally called it. When he gets tired, he's going to start to panic shoot for the hips. And that's what he started doing in round 3. And Kyoji Horiguchi punished it. I think he sprawled, circled around to the back, followed him, got the hooks, pulled him back, and sunk in the rear naked. I mean, 37-0. He dominated Ulanbekov in that round. He showed levels. Absolute domination. Great win. Knocked him down twice. Great win for Kyoji Horiguchi. That's a good look. I don't know if he's ever going to be up there again in his title shot runs, but good win for Kyoji Horiguchi. I thought Unk still got it, and Unk still had it. So good win. We move on to the next fight. The blow-off. Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Shamil Gaziev. I think we went with Waldo Cortez Acosta, and it happened. The title walk is put on hold. Acosta just puts it on him, man. Overhand rights, stiff combos down the middle. Shamil can't do it. He starts chewing on his mouthpiece out of breath. Brother, give me cheeseburger. Doesn't go well. Gets slept. dropped out cold, fat on his ass, dude. Literally just melts against the canvas, dissolves. No, just great win though. Great win for Waldo Cortez Acosta. Absolutely slept Gaziev out cold. It's so funny looking at him, dude. Yeah, and I think I saw people saying he like trolled Aspinall more. Bah, I don't want to hear about it. Gaziev ain't nothing to write home about, lil bro. But still, good win for Acosta. Get him top 5 opponent next that he'll actually sprawl and brawl with. And we'll see how this goes. Maybe Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Jailton Almeida would be great. It'd be hilarious. But yeah, good win for Acosta, man. Earning my respect. We move on. Jack Hermanson versus Maitek Bekoroblai. Hermanson was just a woolly mammoth in Oroblai's world. Oroblai puts that pepper on him, that salt, and then puts that butter. Sleeps him out cold, hits the Gregory Rodriguez unnecessary follow-up shot. Hermanson was looking good. It was competitive on the feet. I mean, you see he was outlanding him early on. 19 significant strikes, 15. But once Oroblai got that, I think just one and done. Once he got that overhand wrap, I saw him land it, and I was like, dude, if he lands that again, that might be wraps. Like, Hermanson's not taking these shots well. And then, like, kind of through the guard bar, Hermanson had his hands up, dropped out cold, just melts in the canvas, and the follow-up strike was crazy. But a great one for Maitek Bekoroblai. This doesn't do much for him at 55. I don't know if he's going to go back down. If he stays 170, I guess it cements him as like a player. But Hermanson's nothing to write home about. He was already chinny up at 85, coming off the Michel Pineda loss. And then he cuts down to 170, which just significantly drains your body, your brain, your cognitive ability, and therefore your strength. So your chin isn't as strong. So it doesn't cement Oroblai in any division. It makes him a player at 170, but at 155, we'll see what happens. He has a lot more wars at 155, but a great one for him nonetheless. The hype train continues. We move on to the feature fight: Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menifield. I think we picked Ozdemir, so that's what 7-2, 8-2 on the card so far. Not bad. Volkan Ozdemir looked great. Again, salt, pepper, no time for it. Butter. Stuck him. Hit him with some crazy shots, folded him against the cage. Filthy finish. I mean, there's not much to say about these fights just because they were so decisive. There wasn't as much controversy this time around. Like, this was a good performing card. Menifield looked like a victim out there a little bit. He got some offense, but Ozdemir put the pressure on him. That's what he does around when he goes for the kill. He knows that he has the power and combos to put him away, and he did. Pressure him up against the cage. Alonzo kind of curled up. Bing, bang, boom. Hit the floor, you know. Great win for Ozdemir. Obviously, I don't know if he's ever going to be back in the title picture, but certified gatekeeper of light heavyweight. This is goated. We can go ahead and move on to the co-main event. Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Machado Gary. We picked Gary, so we're 8-2 on the card. Or what was that? I feel like such an idiot. Hold on, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6-1, 6-2, 7-2, 8-2, 9-2, 10-2. I'm an idiot. We're 10-2 on the card after that. We move on to this, which makes us 11-2, boys. Come on. 11-2. Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Gary. Pretty much what I said. I don't know. The striking was pretty close. It looked like Gary was getting his jaw spun a bit, but then again, so was Bilal at moments. Every single takedown by either man was stuffed, but Gary was definitely landing the more significant strikes. You saw Bilal had a lot of damage. He was desperation shooting at one point, and that's just not a good look. He beat him unanimous, so you know there's no home crowd advantage here. Lost significant strike round 1, lost significant strike round 2, lost significant strike round 3. There was a lot of cage wrestling here. It was kind of boring. Bilal was trying to stink up the co-main, as he does. But Gary took a book out of Jack Della Maddalena. Even though Gary has elite striking, as unlikable as the guy's personality can be, he's a really good contender at 170. I'd love to see him against Makhachev. He's big. He's got fast striking. He knows how to get out of bad situations. He really puts in the work. But yeah, he just landed the better shots on Bilal, had momentum, was able to stop all of his offensive wrestling. He made Bilal look desperate, like he did against Maddalena, where he was trying to like overwhelm chase strikes, and it just wasn't looking good. And yeah, Gary rides that train all the way through the fight, just sticking him on the back foot. Defensively grappling, looked good. I think honestly he's probably the most deserving of a title shot. I don't believe what Usman says. Gary looked good, man. I don't know. Illy's got to fight Arman now. We'll get to that, but yeah, Illy's got to fight Arman. I think Islam needs to fight Gary. Um, I don't really know who you match him up with. I don't think Shavkat deserves a shot despite beating Gary. It was close, and Shavkat's been inactive, man. You don't get title shots off of inactivity, and you don't get title shots off of going 1-3 in your last 4. Usman, shut up. But yeah, man, 11-2 on the card, was it? Ian Gary looks good. We move up to the main event. We got this right. 12-2 on the card out of 14 fights. That's what my brother's trying to say. 14 fights, 2 wrong. I'm an idiot. But pretty good if I was a betting man, because all my main event picks were right. I don't know why I didn't cook up a parlay. This shit was free. It was a good fight. Round 1 was close. Obviously, Arman was landing a lot more. He was grappling really offensively. Dan was landing good shots, but Arman just didn't really seem to care. I mean, look at that face. Guy looks scary, like a baby face, but like in a chopped way. I mean, Dan looks like he'd stab you as well, but Arman just looks scary. He looks evil. He's gonna ruin your main event title shot again. But it was a good showing. I mean, after round 1, I was like, that's a really good start for Arman. That's a bad look for Dan. This fight could end. And in round 2, he did it, man. Was winning on the feet. Took it to the ground yet again. Was dominating on the ground. Passed guard. Got in the head and arm triangle. Locked it in. And tapped Dan. I think Ilya needs to fight him. Ilya can't leave the 55 division with Arman looking that good. He'd be called a duck, which he already is kind of being called it. But yeah, man. Arman looked really good. That was a good way to end this card. No stock drop in Dan Hooker. I mean, clearly Arman's the champ if the champ wasn't there, and the champ before the champ wasn't there. Like, he's the 3rd best guy. I don't know how he does against Ilya and Makhachev, but he's up there with him. Yeah, great card. This was really good quality despite the name value not being the greatest, but all these were bangers. Looking forward to what happens next for all these fighters here. Good win for Arman. Let's get him a title shot. Good win for Gary. I think he should get a title shot. But there's been a lot of MMA news going on. I figure I'd do some stuff to cover it. Maybe not, because half of it probably revolved around fight week with, the Arman headbutt and whatnot. But I've been a very busy boy. So yeah, I'll try to get some more content out outside of just, the weekly thing of predictions and reactions. But yeah, again, great card. If y'all have any video ideas outside of this that maybe I thought about doing some tier lists, but I don't know, give me some tier list ideas if you want to see some refs, fights, robberies. We can get into it. But yeah, I hope y'all had a good night on this. If you made picks with money, I hope you want them. I feel like these are pretty clear cut. It's probably hard to make good money on it if you went with all the favorites, but again, pretty good card. I think we got one more fight night then 323, or maybe not, but I'm looking forward to that. Again, thank y'all so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, see you.